It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeart Radio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeart Radio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful lady who was born in Houston, now living in Los Angeles. She's a singer, songwriter, actress, model, healer, author, and she's multi-talented. And her sound is described as Celtic Americana, and she has 3 releases out, which is Vinyl, her debut, Always, and the latest, Thank You, and it has a couple of releases out there. They're doing very well in all the streaming services. We'll play one of them later on today, and she's been involved in numerous music fests since 2009 and began teaching in 2016 and acting as well, too, and also an author of a really good book as well, too. So live, ladies and gentlemen, despite what's happening with the coronavirus, she's always keeping busy. Ladies and gentlemen, from sunny Los Angeles, Kendra Muecke from Kendra and the Bunnies. Kendra, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, good everything to you, too. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, it's our pleasure. So you've been a singer, songwriter, also actress, model, healer, author. You're just very multi-talented. You have a unique Celtic Americana sound, and you've got 3 releases out, and you've got a couple of tunes right now which are doing very well, and all the streaming services as well, too. And you've been very active, but first, before we get to all that, tell us how you got started.
Tell you how I got started. Okay, so I've been performing pretty much my whole life. I started in the theater. I was about 4 years old, maybe 5. I remember the distinct memory. I had a big pink boa on around my shoulders, and I saw this gal on the TV. And I turned to my mom and I said, "Is that what being a movie star is?" And she was like, "Yeah, it sure is." And I was like, "That's what I want to do." So I started acting just like that next week, practically, where I also learned how to sing. And that kind of became a driving force in my life. It was always, I was at the theater, I was in class, dance class, vocals, etc. Well, in my teenage years, I discovered rock and roll, and I was like, whoa, this is great. In musical theater, you sing about stories. You're like, oh, me, my, what am I going to do? I went through heartbreak, and you watch this whole story. And then I listened to rock and roll, and I'm like, they're singing about the same stuff, story and all that. So those put together have been my upbringing as far as music goes.
That is amazing, too. And what was that one moment that precisely influenced you into getting into music besides, just getting in 16? What was that one precise moment that you recall?
That is pretty cool. So it was a series of moments over time. I've been a singer forever, and then I've been a poet for many, many years. And then I play the guitar, too. And I just was thinking to myself, I'm like, what am I missing? And then a ton of bricks, over a series of ton of bricks falling on my head, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a songwriter. I'm a singer-songwriter. Duh. That was, I guess, right after college. So 2016 is when that series of waking up to my mission started.
And of course, who are some of your favorite artists and singers and musicians growing up?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. So I would say my biggest influences are Jefferson Airplane, Grateful Dead. I really love Led Zeppelin and what they do with the guitar riffs and that kind of it's like a looming trance feel, and yet it's so rock and roll. So those would be like top three biggest influences. Back in the day growing up, I grew up listening to like Britney Spears, the Spice Girls. So I've got a little bit of like a pop influence, but primarily 1960s, 1970s rock. And then I've got a lot of favorites today too. Like, you know, in my high school years, I loved like Fiona Apple. I like Animal Collective. Experimental, just super talented music.
Sounds like you got a really good background as well, too. And we'll also talk about a couple of your albums as well, too, along with you being an author. You got a book out. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeart Radio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also, you can follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with the multi-talented Kendra Muecke from Kendra and the Bunnies. And before we talk about her first two releases, before getting to her latest, of course, you know, despite having Kendra and the Bunnies, and I guess the question is, where are the Bunnies at?
Oh, right. I'm so glad you asked. So, you know, the Bunnies are a band of misfits, and so I'm currently putting them together. I believe I've found my drummer. We have like convened for some rehearsals, and he's going to play drums on my upcoming album. So we've located a bunny. He told me he would like to have his nickname as the Easter Bunny. And then I would say, you know, I'm looking for the White Rabbit, who's always late, so I'm not like super worried about it. Eventually we'll cross paths. You know, Bugs Bunny keeps taking a left at Albuquerque, but he'll eventually show up to rehearsal. Roger Rabbit, of course, was framed for murder. and I think that fills out a band, but if we bring on like a horn section, I would say, and Harvey's a hallucination, so we're working on that one.
And what about the Chocolate Bunny? Where are you going to put him at?
Oh, well, the Chocolate Bunny, we've got the Easter Bunny, so the Easter Bunny is going to hand out chocolate rabbits during set break to keep the audience like ready to jive.
Oh, that sounds interesting. I guess happening takes on a new different meaning.
It's super happening, yeah.
Super happening, yes. Looking forward to having what you got as well, too. Soon you pull the bunnies and rabbits and everything all together. Let's also talk about your first two releases, your debut vinyl, which came out in 2019 as well, too. And tell us all about that one.
Okay, cool. So my first debut album is titled Of Vinyl. The reason I titled it that is that, as I mentioned before, a lot of my influences come from like the days of vinyl recordings. So it's kind of like, you know, this is how I would portray my music if it was still a vinyl day, but it's not. So I'm going to pay tribute to that and name my streamable album. You know, it's like a stream. I'll name that album after vinyl. So that's how I came up with the title. And then following that, so I've been writing poetry for years. And as I turned over to be a songwriter, I said, let's just see how the songs begin to present themselves. Because I could go about it like a very kind of strict way of like, I'm going to open up my poetry book and I'm going to find whichever songs that I've already written. I was like, let's see how this process goes. So I had some of those first songs, you know, on my album. One of them, the first track, came to me in the middle of a dream, and I woke up at like 4 a.m. and I was like, wow, I guess this is how creative ideas come to many artists. So I wake up out of the dream, record the song as best I could on my iPhone memo, the next one came to me with like the idea of, you know, being at a music festival. And so it was a very organic way about it, which I loved when, you know, I started to put the final stamp of approval on the collection of tracks. It's a full-length 14 track album. I was thinking, wow, this is super cool that it's, you know, the process of putting together this album and recording it and all of that as a debut is in fact somewhat vinyl and definitely came from the heart.
That is amazing. Where can we find a vinyl at?
You can find it online. You know, you've got Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, Amazon, Google Play, all of that, as well as Bandcamp. You can follow me on Instagram. Should I say that right now? Instagram at Ken Bunny, Ken Bunny. I've got updates there all the time. I do have hard copy compact discs too. So like of compact disc, I do have some of those as well.
That is
through my website.
That is fantastic. Looking forward to having what you got, and also your second album of Always, and that's like an EP released September of 2019. You can just tell us more about that one.
Yeah, so of Always, it's cool because, you know, I released that debut album and the songs are just like pouring in. So I had this next collection of 6 songs be written like following, let's see, I wrote them that first month when this album was released, so in like July, the beginning of August, and I was like, wow, these songs are kind of like an adjacent arm to the debut album, so let's just follow them up like a few months later to add that extra like B-side, like a B-side of an album.
Mm-hmm. And of course, okay, great. And also too, we're gonna play a track from your Thank You release, but first listen to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look on a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with Kendra Muecke from Kendra and the Bunnies here on the Mike Wagner Show. She's a multi-talented singer, songwriter, also actress, model, healer, author, and more. And this is one of her cuts from the Thank You release here, Silent Sleeper from Kendra and the Bunnies, right here on the Mike Wagner Show.
Open up your heart, Dreamweaver, silent sleeper, right from the start. Dreamweaver, silent keeper, open up your heart. Dreamweaver, silent sleeper, right from the start. Oh my, from my toes to my thighs, I'm walking down the road with ya, looking up, looking around. Where should we start? He said to me, from the beginning, from across the room, I saw your eyes. They were shining at me like some kind of disguise, and I despise the ways I float like the lady who chooses long days. I'm soft like a flower and light like a leaf. I am the feather bringing belief, and I love the voice of your colors, and I love the sound of your wind, and I love the voice of your colors, and I love the sound of your wind.
And that's part of Silent Sleeper here on the Mike Wagner Show from Kendra, Muecke, and Kendra and the Bunnies. And Kendra, just tell us more about that song as well, too, Silent Sleeper, and what inspired you to write it?
Okay, so Silent Sleeper comes off of the next album release that I will be recording in the studio, and that's titled Of Thank You. So this is the first single from that upcoming album. Silent Sleeper is, it's kind of like an ambient, dreamy lullaby. It's about someone who is in between that state of like waking and dreaming. And by that I mean they're in between where they want to be and kind of where they are now. And it's about a archetype of an angel coming to that person to help them, self-actualize and wake up and realize their dreams. So it kind of comes from a personal place for me, from like, let's say, I wrote the lyrics in 2000 and early 17, yeah. And then I wrote the chord progression, and it all kind of came together in a 3-piece song, being comforting and also being, I guess, a little bit edgy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's amazing, too. I find myself relaxing to that song, too. In fact, I'll probably play that before I go to bed tonight. Forget the melatonin and wine. I'll play that as well, too. So that's a really good song, by the way, and looking forward to more of what you got. And we'll talk about Kendra being an author, a poet, and also a healer as well, too. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeart Radio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with the multi-talented Kendra Muecke from Kendra and the Bunnies here on The Mike Wagner Show. We just heard the track Silent Sleeper from the I'll Thank You release. And we're also going to talk about her being an author and poet as well, too, and also a healer. Let's you'll find more about that. And also, you put out a couple of works, too. You had a book of poetry called The Politics of, and also Project Non-Arch Operation Clown School. And also tell us more about that, along with Friend of the Level.
Oh, okay. Wow, you're throwing out all three titles. Okay, cool. So I love writing. It's something that is just a facet of who I am. I started writing in high school when I became aware of, I don't know, existentialism and that life is the way it is. And I was like, okay, well, I just got to write about it. So a compilation of all those poems from when I first started to 2017 are pretty much all of them are included in The Politics of. It's like a over 300-page series of poems, one-act plays, and a little bit of philosophical theorizing. I do have like one manifesto in it. I'm really proud of that one. It also includes original photography. So that I love that book. Then Then coming next was the Project Non-Arc Operation Clown School. So that, besides having a weird title, is a long-form prose poem about my perspective on like America and I guess media, because that's where America is right now, or we are as a society. So like the great poets that come before, you know, Walt Whitman, Allen Ginsberg, and Emerson and Thoreau, they each had their own, you know, say in where they were in their current, you know, society, and all of them are American. So it's kind of like, I find it to be like a poet's rite of passage to write that long form prose poem. So those are the first two. Then coming down the pike, we have poetry book number 3. That one is being compiled with an addition of, you know, different stuff I've written since the 2017 release of the previous compilation, plus songs. So plus song lyrics, and I believe I'm going to add an element of like what inspired this song or what inspired this poem. Following that, I'm also working on a memoir / novel titled Friend of the Level. I get like part of the title from the Grateful Dead or Bob Dylan song, Friend of the Devil, but it takes on a different meaning when I change the words around. And that is, you know, I'm into it. I'm into writing it. And I'm excited for that one because it's, you know, pretty much telling about my perspective on things. It's a memoir, and I think it's going to be a nice addition to the other books that I've published, and add some more of like a guide on how to understand those poems that I originally published too.
And when do we and where can we find these releases?
Oh, cool. So, you know, on Amazon and Barnes & Noble online, those will provide the titles to you. If you type in my first and last name, Kendra Muecke, Muecke is Muecke. You can also find them on my website. My website's a little long to spell out for you right now. So go ahead and just Google my name and take your pick.
Sounds good. We will do that as well, too. And you've been involved in a lot of music fests as well, too, since 2009. Just tell us about some of the highlights and what are your plans for 2020?
Oh, cool. So let's see. I started with music festivals. I started going to music festivals when I was younger. And then in college, I got an internship with this music festival titled Arise Music Festival. So I went to Pepperdine University for theater arts and then applied for my internship to be in music. You know, I was always gravitating towards music and music gatherings and stuff like that. So I became an intern for college credit. Let's see, I did artist relations and public relations for them, and then after that I was like, this is so cool, you know, being around the artists, being around the scene, and putting on a event that becomes like its own miniature world for a few days is always a draw for me for music festivals. You know, you come to the festival and you meet all these new people, or you already know them and you're reconnecting and stuff like that. It's such a celebration, and they can be used for such good too. So, you know, as I started to dip my toes in with the interning, then I was like, okay, what else can I do for music festivals and become a part of it? You know, with the intention of performing one day, but just also like soaking up everything that there is to offer. So then I came up with a workshop that included improv acting and spirituality. So that kind of touches into some of that healing work I do, which is by, you know, kind of, at least through this modality, is by putting people into an improv acting situation that reveals to them more about themselves, you know, because people are in a more open state when they're creating as like a character that's not them per se. So I put that on at Sonic Bloom Music Festival in Colorado, as well as one in California. The plans for 2020, you know, I am waiting to hear back from a few music festivals. Right now I have San Francisco and Northern California booked for April and May. Then a lot of Los Angeles, you know, SoCal shows going on in, you know, I've got some in March, April, May, because I live here, so it's pretty much all the time. And then in June, I will be playing in Texas.
Wow,
and then going back to Denver.
Wow, you're pretty busy, just touring all over the place, and also you're playing one of the Healing Arts Fest, and you know, in 2019. And speaking of healing, you've been a healer for quite some time, and tell us all about that. And how'd you get started with healing, or how'd you get interested?
Oh, it's definitely an interesting field because, you know, I've mentioned I've been a performer forever, and then I just started to have these moments in my day-to-day life and writing and all of it, you know, just these interesting experiences of understanding and seeing through some of my own patterns of thought, which brought about certain circumstances. And I just was able to kind of recalibrate myself. And so I find that through this healing practice, I channel it in my music and my writing. It's the ability to open up a space for someone coming in to be able to deal with whatever they're going through at the time, and then having an experience through a piece of my art and being able to have some clarity in their own life about whatever it is, you know, whatever proposed deal that's going on, as well as like I do like, you know, on a macro scale, like, you know, if someone wanted to work with me individually, there's a consultation and a plan for that. I basically start you off with some books that really impacted me and kind of teach people how to do it themselves. Mm-hmm.
So it sounds like you're pretty much like a counselor as well too. And do you have a website for that? And how do people get in touch with you?
Yeah, so you can reach me at, my email is writewithkendra@gmail.com, WRITE, writewithkendra@gmail. So do you want me to list out I'm undergoing transferring my website to a different domain. So let me give you both of them. The domain that I will be transferring to sometime this month is KendraandtheBunnies.com. Pretty self-explanatory.
KendraandtheBunnies.com. We'll keep in mind as well, too.
Yeah, and then there's my website I have right now, which is my full name, KendraElizabethMiecke.com.
KendraMiecke.com.
Well, it has my middle name, too. KendraElizabethMiecke.com.
Got it. Okay. All right. Well, we'll get those names, you know, close to the end of the program, but just a couple of things here. You've been fantastic. Love to have you back on again soon. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Oh, that's a great question. I would say there's a few things that have been very influential on my career. One would be inspiration. So, you know, that's come in many different forms over the years, but overall that inspiration to act and to move, as well as my friends and family being there for me along the way. And if I had to pick one specific person who's been a guiding light throughout the development of my career, I'd probably have to say Jerry Garcia.
That is amazing. I love to do that as well, too. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
At any point, or a musician, or both?
It can be either or. What's the best advice you can give to anyone?
Oh, just keep doing what you do. You're doing a great job. Smile. Everything's going to be okay.
And I
Nothing left to do but smile, smile, smile.
And I think that's great advice. Kendra, just want to say a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Once again, Kendra Muecke from Kendra and the Bunnies here on the Mike Wagner Show. And once again, before we go here, tell us what's your upcoming projects, what's your website, how the people contact you, and where can people purchase or listen to your music?
Cool. So you can find my music online at all the major streaming platforms, from Spotify to Apple Music to everything in between. You can find me on Instagram at Ken Bunny, Ken Bunny, Bunny. Like I said, KendraandtheBunnies.com is going up soon. Right now you can find me at, I know you have a pen handy, KendraandtheBunniesmuecke.com. That's why I'm changing it to KendraandtheBunnies.com. What else? Also, you can see me in town soon. Check out my tour dates. Google Kendra and the Bunnies, and you'll find me that way.
We will do so as well. Kendra, once again, a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date, and look forward to having you back on sometime in 2020.
Sounds great. Thank you so much, Mike.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeart Radio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.